Hi everyone, it's been 3 months, sorry. So it turns out taking on The Flash, doing it episode by episode, is a daunting task and hard to keep relevant and entertaining and fun in your eyes, because at the end of the day, this isn't Breaking Bad I'm reviewing, it's The Flash. It's a CW show and the sap only gets you so far. So welcome back to this guy tries to tackle a few more episodes of The Flash before abruptly disappearing again. If you're new here, I've already got 8 episodes done on The Flash. Today we're talking about one of the best ones in season 1, at least for me, because we're not dealing with some C-list villain, we're dealing with Mr. Reverse Flash himself. Full spoilers, the show came out in 2014 and I've been talking about this episode by episode, spoiling it already, so yeah, spoilers. For anyone that's watching this in one huge playlist and abruptly my style to talking about this stuff is completely different now, it's happening, I'm still figuring it out. But anyway, let's get into The Flash. So the particle accelerator explodes, that does not change, add that to the counter, I'm not sure where the counter goes, if it's there or wherever I put it, but add to the total. Damn, that's a number higher than 3. So it's Christmas time in this episode, and it feels like a mid-season finale. I'm not sure if it was at the time. When I got a hold of this show and was able to see it, I got to just watch all 23 episodes in its glory. So I don't know if this was a mid-season finale, but damn, it sure feels like one. I mean, it has to be, right? It's Christmas, and it probably came out at Christmas, and then would have had a break and then started up again. I do know that this show has mid-season finales, so it's likely. So I'm not sure really how to talk about these episodes because I want to start smashing these out and getting these to you. And I've been going like beat by beat what happened in the episode, but if you've watched the episode and then you've come here, you're not really getting anything new. So I guess I'm just going to give you my thoughts on like the major things that happened in the episode. So with this episode, we got to see Ronnie. He is still alive in some form or fashion. He calls himself Firestorm, which is because of everything that is to come later on. There will be a whole episode on it, so I might as well not talk about it now. Some of the interactions between him and Caitlin were pretty funny. I mean, Caitlin's like, oh my god, is that him? And just hides around the corner and it cuts away. But then like, where did that scene keep going? I don't understand. How do you grade the CW's acting? Like, Ronnie is not giving you much, or if anything. He calls himself like Firestorm once. The visual effects for TV look pretty good, except for that one scene where they just get a massive white flash to come over Caitlin and Cisco, and if I'm able to get the clip, it's there right now. I feel like what jeopardizes a lot of these actors is their dialogue and the way it's supposed to be delivered. Obviously, everything's not in a super serious tone, and it is a CW show, but I kinda like the cheese about it. I think I mentioned that back when I talked about the first episode, that sometimes we just need a little bit of that. With this insane pandemic that's driving everyone nuts, I mean, I'm currently in lockdown as I'm recording this, sometimes you just want a bit of fluff in life and to think that things can just be okay. It is really hard to talk about the CW's acting because I think the actors are good. I mean, Grant Gustin in this episode, he's crying on command, so he can act. It's just everything he's been given. We get a couple of dad speeches here and there in this episode, but let's talk about the meat of the episode, and that is the Reverse Flash showing up, and we're getting some fucking, it's business. So I remember watching it, 14, going, this is fucking awesome, I love this show, and I'm going to watch it through to the end. And it got better and better, and I can't wait to keep talking about more of it. But I guess we're talking in full spoilers. I mean, there's a lot that's happened between the 3 months that I did episode 8 and now. Like, we've had fucking season 7 or 8 of The Flash with lightsaber fights and shit. It's absolutely fucked. Like, the show tanked very hard, very quickly. For me, it was losing its edge in season 3, and I was still young and malleable. Like, I watched anything and went, that was fun. Instead of looking at it with a bit more of, you know, intelligence. Just any level of IQ to go, okay, that's pretty stupid. Yeah, the Sabotage stuff really started to lose me. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. If you're watching this channel, like, routinely, the past, like, 5 videos, I've just gone on tangents. I'm gonna stop myself now. So we got to see Harrison Wells rolling around in this special little chair again. I can't believe it wasn't more obvious to me at the time that he's clearly the bad guy. I guess at this point, I didn't know too much about the Flash. I knew who the Flash was. It was Barry Allen, red suit, runs really fast, joins the Justice League. Reverse Flash is a villain. Like, little things like that. And I don't know why, I think at the time I always thought Eddie Thawne was secretly the Reverse Flash because he can walk. Maybe because the show gives off this really dumb, light CW vibe. You don't expect it to come at you with a twist. So I was never looking for the twist or who the Reverse Flash was. So when it was revealed, when I was 14, I went, damn, this show's fucking sweet. I'm sure a lot of you out there felt the same. You probably were much more switched on than I was. But I was just watching it brain dead, taking it in and enjoying the hell out of it. That's the thing, it's a show you can just sit here and bash because it is ridiculous. But I had so much fun watching it. Sometimes I just want a bit of ridiculous. So there's some pretty mean stuff in this episode for a show that's so light and fluffy like how I say it is. Reverse Flash comes out here snapping necks straight away. He's trying to steal the tachyon device. Is that right? If it's not, I'm sure there's someone that's smart enough watching this to correct me down below. So Cisco and Wells in this episode build up this force field thing to stop the Reverse Flash. The whole scene is tense. You've got Joe there being a dad, you've got Eddie Thorne there being a Chad, you've got like 10 SWAT soldiers. It's pretty good and it's pretty tense in the moment and badass because it feels like, holy shit, we're not just dealing with some other villain, we're dealing with something that's very pivotal to the main plot of this story. Going back and watching it all now, I think the problem with the show is that it is 23 episodes long, or at least season by season, it's around 23 to 26 or whatever. And what that means is they have to do so much padding between the meat of the actual story. If you just take out huge chunks of useless C-list characters and condense it and have maybe 1 or 2 episodes that are padding and a little bit of fun off topic, you get like a 13 episode season. That's perfect. That's how it should have been. It's less of a workload for them. The writers don't have to strain as much to write as much crap as they do. There's a couple of great videos on the Flash here on YouTube already, talking about how the Flash could just easily solve all these problems really quickly by just using his speed, and he can't, and he just gets the shit beaten out of him, and it just seems really stupid. And that's right. The guy's 100% right. But in defense of that, if he did take out everyone like that, we wouldn't have a show. So the problem is yes, the Reverse Flash is a great villain, but when you've got to pad it out and have so many episodes, you're struggling to just come up with someone else that's got powers that fights the Flash, let alone how the Flash would have a hard time beating them. I don't know, I guess what I'm saying is I can see that the runtime is the problem with this show. If it was just condensed, it would be fucking sweet. Sometimes there's episodes that are just completely off the beaten path and have nothing to do with the rest of the show. But anyway, where was I? Barry confesses his love to Iris in this episode, and he's like, yo, I want you. And she's all like, oh, what? I can't believe it. I'm super smart and intelligent character, but I couldn't see this coming. Thornman, the detective Chad that he is, was onto that shit. He was like, yo, they don't get each other wedding band ring things like that. That's, no. He likes you. We also get to see the Reverse Flash beat the shit out of the Flash in some sort of stadium. That was cool. Really, the highlight of the episode is the cliffhanger that the show leaves us on, that here's the identity of the Reverse Flash, it's Harrison Wells. Which I think they did pretty well, and I think it was a good idea letting the audience in on this secret instead of trying to prolong it with him looking like he's super evil for like 20 episodes or some shit. You could only string it along so far before we were like, okay, we get it, he's evil. If you just let us in on it, okay, so then where does the show go from here for the next like 14 episodes? I can't remember exactly how I talked about the last episodes I reviewed, but this one was definitely one of the highlights of the season for me, especially when I was a kid. I can't remember where the show really goes from here. I know we've got a Ronnie episode in there somewhere. We got Grodd at around somewhere between 17 to 20, and then we'll get close to the finale. And then I'm not going to talk about the Flash for a while because, oh my god, once I'm done, I'm going to be pretty exhausted with it. I'm going to pick a show that has less episodes. Maybe 13, not 26 or some shit. I think another thing to remember with this show is the time period that it came out in, because we weren't saturated with superhero TV shows or content like this, so it felt very special at the time. And I'm looking at it through those nostalgia goggles to remember exactly how it felt when it was seeing it for the first time, and how it felt when you seen it for the first time. Yeah, some of it's dated, and yeah, a fair amount of it is cheesy, but it laid the foundation for a lot of stuff that was to come. And this season still and will remain the only really strong season of the show. So that's my thoughts on episode 9. I did think about reviewing these episodes in bulk and doing like 3 episodes in a single video. I don't know if that's something you guys would like, or I should be committed to the goal of an episode of video But it's gonna give me more content, but it's gonna take a lot more work. It's just about remaining invested and like interested enough to get up here and talk to you about it. Anyway guys, if this is something you like watching, consider subscribing. If you haven't already, drop a like, helps the algorithm, helps me out a lot. If you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend. I'll see you in another 3 months time. No, let's just try and smash some of these out. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.